again. My name's Phil. We're doing a series on living off the grid. The first thing you want to be doing, come on Shark, come on, coming. That's Shark, dog, come on. Okay, so the first thing you want to think about is the lay of the land. I think it's sunny here, because you want easy access. I want to say easy access for tractors, for hay, for ATVs. You don't really want to be going up on 45-degree angles when you're roaming your land and trying to maintain it. It makes it much easier. Good girl. So that's the first thing. You want flat land. Second thing that's fairly critical is water. Now water, as you know, Australia's drought prone. So we've been here 3 years. One of those years we did have a drought. It wasn't declared because it's got to be regional. So whether it's river access or a dam, I prefer dam over river, because they can, you know what the government are like, they can say no, you can't have it anymore, we're not doing that, and you lose your water. Whereas a dam, it's you got a little bit more control, so you want at least, 10 megalitre to 20 if you can, and it may be a combination of those. So water's very critical, and it's going to help grow your plants, grow your vegetables, and essentially keep your drought free. Really, so that's a big one right there. So flat land and water. You want a sealed road. With a sealed road during summer, if you're on a dirt road, your house is going to be full of dust. So, and you don't want that, obviously. So a sealed road is a big factor. That's Mr. Handsome. I'll show you him later. Look guys, we've got a massive series coming up on not only how to live off the grid, but how to sustain yourself through vegetables, chickens, herbs, growing plants. Enormous amount of information that you're going to receive off this channel. Firstly, living off the grid is just information for you. I'm not coming on with fancy videos and big smiles and all the rest of it. It's just going to be a honest and simple videos, So we've gone through the roads. Close to town. You want to be close to town as well. You don't want to be spending half an hour getting a litre of milk, getting there and getting back. So proximity to your major town, or your main town, is critical as well. Okay, so we're just heading up to one of the girls now. I might turn around. I've got the back of my phone is broken, so I'm using a reverse camera, which works okay, but it does limit my ability. So hopefully, I ordered a new camera, so hopefully and if the channel grows, I'll get better equipment. But excuse me. So all right, so they're the critical factors when buying a rural property. You've got a few more starting points, of course. You've got real estate agents. Now, guys, when you put down comments, let us know how you go or how you've gone with the individual councils. Put your comments below. That's something the community can learn from. If there's good ones and bad ones, the community can say, okay, well these councils are good, so let's start looking in those areas, because it's going to make life a lot easier for everybody. Hey girl, I'll just show you the girl. There she is. Hey girl, what are you doing? You waiting for the hay? You waiting for the hay? I'll give it to you later. Maybe tomorrow. What do you reckon, Sharky? Okay, so we've mentioned the critical points to start when you're buying. So real estate agents, you find it in the rural areas, for some reason, a lot of them don't bring you back. Don't ask me why. It's always came to the idea that maybe they're sort of setting their mates up for a cheap buy. I don't know. I'm not accusing anyone of anything, but it just seems odd why a real estate agent wouldn't call you back. So I'd suggest if you're interested in a property, they don't call you back. Go drive up there, knock on the door, and say, look, I want to have a look at this property, and hopefully you'll be able to do that. Okay, so the next step is buying's always difficult. Negotiations, of course, banks. When you buy and when they evaluate the property, if there's cows on it, they're going to class it as a commercial property because you're going to be making money out of cattle, and that's how they'll class it. So if you agree to a price, just before the evaluation, tell the owner to get rid of the cattle during the inspection. Look, I know Westpac does that. Other banks, I'm not sure. Just look into that. Maybe just ask your broker or your manager, see what they say. Hey girl, are you trying to turn the tap on again? You leave the tap alone. Okay, it's really awkward doing this with a reverse camera, but you've got to leave the tap alone, girl. Oh, there she goes. You're just a hungry girl, aren't you? Hit my head on a branch, so nothing too dramatic, nothing unusual. But anyhow, okay, Larky. No, good girl. I don't think they want you in there. They might attack you. They might attack you. Yes, they might attack you. Okay, so really that's the starting point. Size of the block you want to be looking at. We've got about 70 here, which is enough to run essentially whatever you want. And the benefit of that too is noise. If your neighbour's making noise, you're generally not going to hear it much unless they're right up against your fence, depending on the layout of your block. Also, the size you can carry, essentially whatever you want, cattle, sheep, pigs, whatever your geese, all that sort of thing. If you're on a smaller block, privacy is going to be an issue, noise is going to be an issue, neighbours could be an issue. There's a dog barking over there now. I can hear it, but I can just hear it. Sharky can hear it, can't you? But if the block was smaller, it'd be right in your face, so it'd be quite annoying. So you really want a decent size, and as I said before, when it's flat land, it's easy to maintain. So if you had a large block, let's say 100 acres, it's a little bit, and it's mountainous or hilly. It's a little bit harder to. There's benefits to that, but it's a little bit harder to maintain. So definitely You guys can work out the sort of size of block that you want. Maybe 5 will suit you, and you don't mind a little bit of noise. So I'll leave that to you. But they're just my personal recommendations anyway, and that's what I've found. All right, well, it's a good time to leave it there. Subscribe, of course, that's going to help the channel, and click the bell because that gives you a notification of next video that I make. So it's going to be a pretty big series. This is just the intro, of course. So the real guts of it's going to be coming up, and I'll show you exactly what I've done and how we've been off the grid, how we achieved that. So I'll see you next time, guys.
Oh, hello. My name is Boris. I help Mr. Philip. I say to real estate man, I say, very bad man. I say to council, very bad man. I look after Mr. Philip's chickens. I look after Mr. Philip's geese. I also cook for Mr. Philip. My name is Boris. Thank you.